Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Smoke.
Let's go.
Listen,
it got smoky. It got smoky, bruv. Gareth, bro, you wanna just welcome people into the house?
Listen,
who's on smoke, bruv?
Yeah, let me greet the man them real quick. Let me do the roll call. Let me get this going. Man like Osborne, man like Stave, let's be real. Jack Scam, Hurley, 3-1, Jay Lanks, Leonardo, Samuel, Flex 47, SWJ, Untraceable, Don, man like Claudius, man like 8 Zaz.
What happened?
1 Ashley Williams, man like MB, Chrissy Blue, 876, Joseph Oki, Colabello, Eddie Rose, Skyliner, Samuel, man like Base the Kid, James Brown, Nimble 82, Luminary Red, and we're here.
All right, cool. Is it me or you that's moving a bit mad with the buffering and that?
What's that?
God, cut off Travis Wi-Fi. Yeah, Travis, your Wi-Fi was taking the piss out of you, bro.
What was it sounding crazy?
Someone said this isn't the night for Queensbury Wi-Fi.
Am I still moving mad?
Nah, you're I think you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Bro, is AJ moving mad? Yeah. What's going on? Things have not been clarified.
Listen, people are getting onto AJ. It got nuts. The day started off, man. I'll be honest.
Don't give me your take in it. No,
I'm not. I'm just saying the day started off crazy. You know what I mean? We all woke up to this. We all woke up to this news. And I was completely spun up my socks. I said, how?
What is going on?
I said, how? But you know what the maddest thing is? Everybody jumped on AJ, fam. There was no messing around. Nobody read the article. Nobody hit the link and actually read the article before we all went mad. Everybody said, rah, he's actually done it. You know, he shook. He said, what do you mean throwback fight? He's not a throwback guy. But then in the article, it says, if Joshua accepts.
This is a mad thing to do.
If nothing confirmed.
If is a very powerful thing to say, but then Joshua didn't. What's crazy
but let's be real. But let's be real. We should have known the article was nonsense because it was written by Gareth Davies, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Rubbish. I mean, what was even that?
This brother could tell me, and it legit be the case that my birthday's tomorrow and I got to check my passport because this brother just says whatever he needs to say, bro. This guy is so. Listen, like.
Oh, has he got previous in doing this?
Bro, him and Fury, bro, I don't know how you could get closer. I don't know how you could get closer in. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, why did I even listen to this nonsense, bro? Gareth Davies wrote this article.
Wait.
I just believed it off the rip.
Trav, I'm not going to let you do that, though. We remember that AJ did say in that one interview with Coogan, I might take it. I might not take it.
But look how he announced the headline. Like it was legit, like it was all signed and sealed to accept 15 million feet and step aside. Shut up, man. Guy's a joke business, fam. Even AJ had to come out and respond. You know, AJ don't respond too quick these days. But nowadays, boy, listen.
You know what's bad about all these interviews I see? I see certain interviews that quote what I said. I think to myself, I ain't done no interviews. Where did this person get this information from? I'm hearing people saying, AJ accepts 15 million to step aside. I ain't signed no contract. I ain't seen no contract. So as it stands, stop listening to the bullshit until it comes from me. I'm the man in control of my destiny. I'm the man that handles my business. I'm a smart individual and I make calculated decisions every step of the way. Don't listen to the bullshit from other sources. If I tell you something, then you know it's real.
Now,
Travis,
let's be clear, just before we get into that AJ thing.
Yeah.
Gareth Davies, I forgot about this. Someone just put it in the comments. Gareth compared Ebony Bridges to Muhammad Ali. That's who we're dealing with when we're dealing with Gareth Davies, yeah?
Rubbish. I mean, what was even that?
Now let's look at this AJ video though. Because he didn't exactly say.
He did not say anything. He said, don't listen to that headline. No, he said, I'm a smart individual. Yeah? That's what came out from him. He said, listen, I'm a smart individual and only listen when it comes from me. Like, I ain't seen no contract. I ain't signed no contract. Didn't say there's no contracts available. He didn't say that. He didn't say that this is all rubbish. He just didn't say anything. So again, what do we do?
He didn't refute that this fight.
Run it again. We need to run it again. Run it again. We all need to listen. I want everyone to put their listening hats on. Remember in school when it said, put on your listening hats? Bro.
You know what's bad about all these interviews I see? I see certain interviews that quote what I said. I think to myself, I ain't done no interviews. Where did this person get this information from? I'm hearing people saying AJ accepts 15 million to step aside. I ain't signed no contract. I ain't seen no contract. So as it stands, stop listening to the bullshit until it comes from me. I'm the man in control of my destiny. I'm the man that handles my business. I'm a smart individual and I make calculated decisions every step of the way. Don't listen to the bullshit from other sources. If I tell you something, then you know it's real.
It's nuts. I don't know. I'm still left unsettled. Because it's not clear. You didn't clear it up. It's not. I don't know what to do with that. I watched an interview where you said I watched an interview where you said, "Will I take? I could take step aside money, or no, I'm a throwback fighter, so I won't take step aside money." In the same interview, you said the same thing. So how am I going to take? I remember the last time you spoke, and the last time you spoke, you said two things. So what do I do now? Who am I going to listen to? The only person I feel like I should listen to Eddie Hearn. He might just be straight and say, "Yeah, we're taking that fight. We're going to do it. What you call it?" And I know exactly what's happening.
I think the purpose of him making that video was literally to say that article that's trying to confirm.
Oh yeah,
that's not true.
It's rubbish.
I don't think he was. Yeah, he didn't come out to address, "I'm fighting Usyk for sure next fight." Do you know what I mean? But a few days earlier, he said exactly that.
Gone.
You know what I mean? A few days earlier, it was straight up. Look, I know no matter what people think, I'm gonna get my belts back from Usyk. So that's the last we've heard from AJ as a direct quote. And then now it's just straight, he's stepping aside. So I don't know, man. It's a frustrating one. Because I wanted to just bark it and just bark clear as day. Yo, this is what's happening. That guy's chatting crap.
But exactly.
Yeah.
Because if just imagine, let's play this out properly, how we understand it. If that's real rubbish, like nonsense, you're like, why is he chatting right? Because if I know, you know, when you try to lie on someone's name, you come back with, are you dumb? After me and them lot are fighting on the 15th for thingy, bruv. What's this guy talking about, bruv? Chatting shit after the whole event all set up and that. Big man, I want my belts, bruv. All he said is, I'm a smart businessman and I'll make the good decisions accordingly. All that says to me is, oh, so there's business to be done here. There's negotiations. There's something to happen.
But there is a convo taking place though between Usyk's team and Fury's team though, and that could explain why the arbitration with White and Fury's been pushed back.
Bruv, I'm here. Listen, it's supposed to go to purse bids tomorrow. Dillian and Fury supposed to go to purse bids tomorrow. Is
Wednesday,
it
26?
I mean, man. It's nuts, and I feel for it because the person that loses in this situation once again will be Dillian, fam. Because if
step aside, if AJ's doing a step aside, what happens to Dillian White step aside?
Oh, he ain't getting no step aside. They're just saying, big man, just step aside. Not even like, not even financially. Like, it's like, yo, get out, allow it, like, go over there. So it's very crazy. This is go ahead.
So when we open the lines, do you know what I mean? We could talk about that. Another thing I want to talk about is Chris Eubank Jr. So basically, got it from Danny Fight Fan TV's page today. Yeah. Basically, Mel was saying Chris, because he's obviously found out that he's training. Adam Booth is going to be training Liam Williams. He's like, that says a lot about Booth's character. Harlem's my cousin, and Adam Booth knows that we're close. Yet he still agreed to train Williams against Harlem. Me. Yeah. Bruv, is Eubank Jr. okay?
Talk to me.
That's a very emotional.
Let's ask that to the audience.
Cool.
Let's ask that to the audience. Is Eubank in the wrong for expecting loyalty or expecting Booth to not really do the training situation in there?
That's a very emotional type of response from Eubank. I was quite surprised still.
Yeah, so let's chop it up and see what's going on there. Then another thing that's happening is Audley Harrison, Audley Harrison woke up and said, enough.
Violence. I want violence.
He said enough. He said, anyone, if you've wronged me in any sort, you need to look at yourself, bro. If you've like like bump past him on the way to work accidentally, yeah, he'll be on to you. Audley said, there you go, it's all there.
He's got some previous beef with Carl Froch that he wanted to settle today.
There you go. So
when
now,
the man ain't tweeted for a while, he just said, Fred, now. Like, straight energy.
Hey, go read it.
He goes, there's one fighter I'm going to put on blast today. Carl Froch became really disrespectful when I lost my strength and really got it twisted with me. I remember when I was Superman and we were at the Olympic qualifiers and he was basically crying on my shoulders. As the boxing management wanted him to box on in the finals after we qualified, I told him, no, don't do it. Save yourself for the Olympics event. And they pressured him. And I said, F him. Don't do it. He started bawling for real. And I told him about sports psychology and what book.
Hey, wait, hold on now, Travis. And you know you're an actor, bruv. This needs to be more dramatic, because when he was typing it, it was more dramatic, fam. You can pause for effect certain times, bro. Go ahead anyway, fam.
Shut up, man.
Sorry, bro. And you need to bring me into this, fam, because I was reading this with popcorn, fam. Go ahead.
That's hilarious. So basically, he's giving him a sports psychology book, told him what book he should read, and he goes, he took that book and became a beast and learned to control his mindset. So do you think he should acknowledge that I helped mold his thinking? Instead, he starts disrespecting my name and forgets where he's come from. When Ward tamed him, I was glad. Because I'm not normally spiteful like that, but Froch took the piss. Now Superman is back. I think it's very mad that Audley Harrison refers to himself as Superman, but we're going to keep going. Then he goes, I'm letting you know, Carl Froch, your behavior was not cool. By the way, you would never have beaten Joe Calzaghe. Never. He was on a different level. So you need to let that shit go and move on. Bro, do you know how funny it is? Man, just bringing up your old beef for no reason. Just saying, you would never have beaten.
Now, and then he went for, what do you call it? He's gone for Frank Warren. He's gone for people that have just wronged him and he's taken peas from him.
When man said, is Frank Warren still relevant in today's boxing? I said, bro, that's a mad clip emptying session. And what's funny is that there was a time, so he's tweeting now and he's basically saying that, yo, like, this story should be my story. When I sit down to really tell my story, that should be on, like, you know, TV, like prime TV. Do you know what I mean? Given everything I've done. And then someone tagged in James English and said, yo, you should go on his podcast. And he said, bruv, you need to do way more to have a man like me on the podcast. I said, jeez.
Audley said,
in that response, he said, don't bring those little suggestions to me. That is insane.
That's wild,
bro. So then the guy come back. You know when your ego's bruised, he tried to come back on some cheeky thing, innit?
Yeah.
He tried to come back on some, we only have world champions on the podcast anyway. Bro, you know what Twitter does? Twitter goes, well, you had Lyndon Alpha on the podcast, so don't even do that. And they were just getting that, man. I was like, yo, this is one of those moments where it's just like, bro, there's certain people you can chat to, and there's certain people you're not supposed to respond.
I don't, let me not lie, yeah. I wanted to message Audley Harrison, yeah, but I didn't want him to be rude in the chat. You know, the ones when he like, yo, Audley, this is a spot for you. And he's like,
get that spot out of my face. You know what I've done? I carried boxing. Get that spot out of here. No, but the truth is, though, yeah, my thing is this. Audley Harrison deserves so much respect, bro. Like, people got to stop, like, looking at man, yeah, cool, he lost some fights. He had some embarrassing knockouts. Cool. But what he did for British boxing, the inner workings. Most men will not understand the depth of how British boxing owes Audley some respect. So when men start talking about, you can't come on the podcast, like, shut your mouth, bro.
He said into a meltdown, yes. He's still going as well. He's still going right now. Yeah. But what I feel, obviously, I don't know what this is. I feel like he's having remember that basketball player? He's actually gone crazy and he's doing a lot more.
Scottie Pippen coming out to trash Michael Jordan.
The one that played he played with, damn it, that's going to annoy me. MJ.
Dennis Rodman.
MJ.
Scottie Pippen, you're talking about.
No, he was a first round.
Kwame Brown.
Kwame. I think he's on his Kwame energy, fam, because he wants these guys to respond. He needs these guys, like, he's waiting for it right now. So I think he's doing Kwame energy. I swear to you.
But the thing is, though, like, I hear that, but he also still, I don't know, man. He's still doing a lot on the business side of things, bro. Like, it's kind of nuts. to compare him to Kwame Brown.
No, I think that's really accurate. You
there
know,
might be some accuracy there. Still, actually, number one accurate. Prospect.
Number one, bro. And again, it like this guy referring to like I like Audley Harrison, yeah, but the Superman comparisons, and he said he lost his strength. And I'm like, he said in 2004, one night, he said he's saving it for a book, but he lost his strength. And I was like, so what happened? Like, I want to know, like, what really, like, bro, how'd you lose your strength?
It's nuts to put it like that still. I mean, he could be referred to anything like an injury or just something just was gone. The magic was gone. But like to say it like it's like superpowers, I mean, he called himself Superman. So there's a storyline in there that we don't really know about. But all I'm saying is, my whole thing is I can't let the banter get too crazy for Audley Harrison because it's like, yeah, cool. I understand. There's bad highlights out there with his name on it. I understand. But that man is responsible in some way for this era that we've got now.
He is in a way. He is in a way.
I can't allow us to forget that.
No, I'll never forget that. But I again, Audley's on smoke. I love watching it. I love reading it. I read it with popcorn. And the question is Frank, is he relevant? He's trying to ask him, is he relevant? It's mad. That's a bad mind question. And I wonder what Frank, still. I could only imagine, what Frank thought when he saw that.
Frank, I know, listen, bro, Frank couldn't wait to write a letter in response to that. He said, yo, somebody take this down. Somebody take this down. Yeah. Fax this over to Audley. I wanted to know exactly how I feel. Like, that man got straight. That response was just straight at him. He weren't having it.
All right, anyway, so let's do it. We're going to open up the lines. You got to tell me exactly how you feel about what AJ's saying. Is AJ, are you with AJ? Are you with the point of, you know what, he's going to fire him anyway? Like, there's no fire here. You know, people not about fire and all that. There's nothing going on here. It's business as usual. Or are you looking at AJ with a side eye, saying to yourself, raw, like, AJ, you're not sounding the way I need you to sound about this fight. I need you to like clarify this for me. Again, we got the Eubank situation. Eubank doesn't want Booth to be training Liam when he trains his cousin Harlem. Is he right in that? Is he being too sensitive on that situation? Then Audley, what is your thoughts around Audley just on smoke like this? And are you here for it? Let us know. So anyway, we're gonna open up the lines.
Be real, bro. Have you ever wanted to just hit the timeline like that, just tweet it, just get mad bars off?
What? Just be angry at everyone,
bro?
Weirdly,
you don't ever have those days where you just want to just really go for it.
No, I'm not really like.
I'm gonna tell you now, my drafts.
But you know me, I'm very emotion led in it, so I won't hold it back.
I gotta fight myself off the ledge, maybe twice a month. Twice a month, I gotta fight myself off the ledge.
No, I don't have that. I just kind of like, if something's wrong, you'll know, because I tell you, I can't hold it in. I'm like, you'll know immediately.
One day I'll show you my drafts. They're crazy.
Really? I better never be in them drafts, bruv. Can you imagine?
Nah, that'd be crazy.
No,
that's crazy. Hey, we missed some super chats still.
Oh, come on, let's do it.
Right,
if people are wondering about why my voice is got this football, man.
AJ just confirmed that he's taking a step aside money. Don't listen to the bullshit until it comes from me. He's just waiting for the rollout. That's one way of looking at it.
Is AJ, bro, Travis? I know this is a conversation that you're not willing to have, yeah? And I've been saying for a minute, AJ does sound different. He sounds different, Travis. And
says AJ has had a good career, but if he takes a step aside, he needs to retire. The noise from Eddie and AJ isn't filling me with confidence.
Look at this. Look at this life, bro. Travis, I'm nervous. And I hope this is Monday Night Smoke where honest conversations take place. That's all I'm saying. I hope that's what this platform's about. Let's bring it off the canvas, bro.
All right, let's do it.
All right. OTC.
Yo,
what's going on, bro?
Man?
Listen,
good, man.
We're going to get straight into it, yeah? I need you to tell me, OTC, yeah? Are you willing to have an open and honest conversation about this AJ thing?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right, so you saw the headline. What was going through your mind?
Firstly, I wanted to read it. how I see it is, I see a headline, I'm like, okay, let me just work things out. I don't just like jump to conclusions, say, oh, hey, like, no, let me just work it out and process what's going on here. I read it, yeah, and because it was from the Telegraph, I kind of know, and because it's to do with boxing, I always think, okay, if it's a big news like this, I want to know who wrote it, because chances are I probably know. If it's a Michael Benson, if it's I probably know who it is, like Dan Raphael, Steve Bunce, whatever it is. I looked down and I see Gareth Davies. I said, yo, I said, firstly, I got to take this with a pinch of salt, because I know Gareth Davies is Team Fury. He's waving the flag.
Yeah,
He's Team Fury. He sings with them. He dances with them. He stays in the hotel room. He does the whole shabam. So as far as I'm aware, he's got very little influence and interest in Anthony Joshua. However, I believe this is to the extent that I believe that there's probably an offer that was talked about and put on the table to team, not Team AJ, but 258 and Eddie Hearn, and they're probably looking at it and probably talking amongst themselves. That's as far as I think, to the extent as I believe that it's gone to. Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because last week, and the thing is with the AJ thing, I'm just like desperate to hear news from AJ. So anything that Eddie Hearn says, I'm always listening. And I heard him specifically say last week, towards the back end of last week, he said, "Look, there's people, there's people that are interested in Anthony in the Fury versus Usyk fight." I already knew he was talking about the Saudis. Who else are you talking about? You got to be talking about the Saudis at that point, yeah. And I listened to what Adrian was saying in this Dubai interview, and I knew that if by the time it gets to AJ, it filters through Eddie and Freddie Cunningham and them, right? And then it sits onto AJ, and he has to agree or not. And if he hasn't sat on his lap, he hasn't seen it. And if he hasn't seen it, it's not a good enough offer, not a good enough deal for him to, or probably they're still looking at it. That's to the extent that I believe. Now, do I believe that Team Fury and Usyk are working together? I don't know. That's the part.
I've got this.
Do you reckon there's enough money though? Do you reckon there's enough money between them to give them that type of step aside? Because Dillian needs some step aside too.
I don't know if Dillian's getting that strong step aside, like it'll be less than what he's been offered. So I don't know if Dillian's gone. Dillian ain't getting the AJ money. Dillian will be so angry. Even if there's 15 potential mil on the table, how much reckon they're gonna give the deal? Let's be real.
3.
No, it's not going to be £15 million between them. That's not how it's going to work. It's going to be £15 million for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua makes way more than £50 million
That's right.
a fight. So if there's anything, that £50 million is going to go to AJ. They're probably going to offer.
What are they going to offer to White?
2 or 3?
Anywhere between 7 to 10 million.
7. Get out of here. What?
Yeah. You're asking the guy who's waiting.
The fight was going to probably pay him about 5.
Nah. Oh my God.
What they offered is 5.
He said they're going to offer him 200K.
Okay. You're Dillian White. Let's just paint this picture. You're Dillian White. You waited. How long did Dillian White wait for the WBC title shot? Because I know some people will be like, yeah, AJ's waited. AJ offered him. Regardless, how long did he wait for the WBC title shot? Let's just say up to 3-4 years. 3-4 years. He's waited 3-4 years for them to offer him a step aside, because he has to have 2 step asides. One for the undisputed fight between Fury and Usyk, and another one between them and Anthony Joshua. So it's 2 undisputed fights, 2 title fights. So he's going to wait over another year for that. So it's probably coming up to 4 or 5 years for him waiting for that fight, and you're going to offer him £2-3 million for waiting another year.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, OTC, I don't know if he's going to get the money that we're thinking he's going to get. I think and the ego will kick in when he sees that AJ is getting the real peas, even though he'll want to say, give me something close to what he's getting, because I've waited for this long. It's going to be a mess. I got a feeling that no one can step aside. This step aside talk has to go away. It's literally, it's going to spoil things. I don't want to hear no step aside talk. AJ, go mash your work and handle that rematch. Fury, give White what he's been waiting for. That's all that needs to happen. And the winners, whoever wins those 2 fights, you go and meet each other and settle it. Unified is finished. There needs to be no other, this is nonsense. Because again, we're going to be caught. Boxing's going to be caught in just the courts, in arbitration, all over the place.
It's going to be delayed for so long. Look how held up the heavyweight division has been these last 2 years. Oh my God, bro.
They've delayed it, and they'll delay it again. And we need to say, like, AJ can't even entertain this.
AJ, all of this, Joe Joyce is getting old.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Come on,
I've got a video. I've got a video that is. Look,
bro. Nah.
Another day finished.
1 second. Here you go.
Another day finished. Another 2 times in the office today. On the road and in the office. Joe, how did it go?
Very good. The best day.
For all you heavyweight cowards out there, come see the big dog. Another day finished.
That's Fury.
Their friendship annoys me. Their friendship annoys
Bruv,
me, you know.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think this would be a lot cleaner if Fury wasn't involved, because Fury is the guy at any stage of his career he'll retire.
How can you say that? He's a champion.
Thank you. I see man talking about AJ should accept the step aside. If AJ accepts the step aside and Fury wins, Fury's gonna beat Usyk and retire, and everybody in this media are gonna be singing the same tune. There's nothing left to prove.
KG.
He don't need to fight AJ.
You can't say Fury's to blame. Fury won his fight, fam. That's dumb saying that.
No, that's what. No, saying he shouldn't. If AJ steps aside, he'll kiss his legacy goodbye. If Fury gets to beat Usyk, be undisputed, and walk off into the sunset,
and that's why
that would be a travesty.
And that's why he shouldn't
that man.
That's why he shouldn't do it. That's why he shouldn't step aside.
Wait, quick question, KG.
Go on, let's talk.
Let me just ask you a genuine question.
Let's do it.
If they have a step aside for AJ and Dillian, let's just say Saudi, they got bread. They put the money up, no questions asked. They put the money, and it's a sizable, good offer for the pair of them. And you know, they both take it. AJ takes 1 fight to step aside, so maybe he has an interim fight and then the undisputed fight. And Dillian has to have 2. Yeah. By the time he gets to Dillian, how much do you want to bet that he's going to be fighting? Let's just say Tyson Fury won all of it. Do you think he'll be fighting Tyson Fury at the end of it, or do you think Tyson Fury's gonna?
Of course not. But that's not Tyson Fury's problem. That's not like end of the day. AJ, this the main thing. What we're talking about now is AJ should have won his fight against Usyk. He didn't.
Sure.
So he's taking the situation away from him, and AJ should be trying to right those wrongs. And I should be hearing sounds from AJ that we should all be in agreement with. If we heard that Fury was taking step aside P's, we wouldn't show him this level of understanding and stuff. We wouldn't even like to entertain that thought. I want to hear. I want my champion.
That's not true.
Saying
that's
this
not
is
true.
for me. I'm saying
that's not true.
I want my champion going back over there and saying no. That I'm gonna mash him up. That's all I want to hear him. I want to hear the date that's coming, and I want him saying he's going to do it. He said he didn't watch all the fight. He only watched 4 rounds, and he knew what to do. Turn that shit off. That's the energy that I want to see. I don't want to hear, yo, I'm thinking about these business decisions. What are we talking about?
He said both of these things. Both of the things you just said. No, because both of the things you said, AJ quote. Yeah, so you're saying you don't want to hear that, you want to hear this. He said both of the things.
Just imagine he said that.
But here's what I got to say why you're wrong. Because you're saying that KG Fury wouldn't get any slack if he tried to take a step aside. Bro, this guy gave us Safiri, bro, this guy will fight anybody and nobody will question this man. Don't talk like the media are going to jump on him.
Just imagine, I'm saying that. I'm talking about us here. Forget the media. I'm talking about how we operate on Monday Night Smoke.
No, but we're responding to the media, so that's why we've got to keep the media in the mix.
I want to remove the media agenda, and I want to talk how us lot will talk in the barbershop. If you're in the barbershop getting a fade, bruv, I can't even get a fade. So it's a bald cut, but they're just gonna sort out my goatee. Yeah, I'm in the barbershop, and man comes in there and says AJ's talking about walking away and accepting 15 million because you don't want to smoke. I'm telling you that's not right. I don't like that. That ain't no legacy fighter, bruv. That's what I'm saying, and I want someone to come in that shop and tell me something different. AJ, go and mash that work, fam. You need to.
What makes you think he's not? This is why I said to you, you can't go on that. You're not including the media when you're responding to something he didn't say.
No, KG, I think your interpretation of that is completely wrong.
You're going off of Gareth Davies's information, and you're making up a whole situation, and you're responding to it.
Guys, I'm getting off what AJ's saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. AJ had a clean video. He could have cleared it up. He could have said, "Yeah, don't listen to anything. I'm firing him." Then he didn't say that.
So when he said a few days ago, no matter what anybody says, I'm getting my belts back from Usyk, and I don't care how that looks to anybody. When he said that, what's your response to that then?
Bruv, you lot know the energy.
Because at this point, the energy that you got is for a hypothetical versus the thing that he's actually said, and you're not even acknowledging it.
I'm saying
just I'm with Travis. I'm with Travis on this one.
All I'm saying is this is how I feel. Yeah, I'm just saying how I feel about the situation. I'm not happy. See, I don't want AJ to go out like this. I think AJ should. I've seen a video when he was in Dubai and he said two things. It was, for me, it was very confusing. Wait, Gareth Davies has come out and said what he's wanted to say. There's got to be something going on, as in there must be some kind of conversation happening, and there shouldn't even no email should be sent across to me where I look at something and say, maybe there could be step aside. I'm not stepping aside, bro. Throw that shit in the air, fam. I'm going back to go and do this fight. Don't send me them kind of emails. I don't want to have this conversation. I'll see you whenever the time is.
What price? At what price? Because let's just say they offer you, I don't know, for argument's sake, £100 million to step aside. Are you going to turn around and say, no, I want my belts back? Are you going to look at that? Because there has to be a threshold to you to turn around and say, you know what, we have to consider it. That's just in my opinion. There has to be.
We're talking, and this is the funny thing, because us lot in the barbershop are becoming these businessmen, fam, and we're not a part of the business, fam. We're just fight fans. We're becoming like raw that da. Like if I was to get into the business aspect of it, that's not my job. I'm not an agent. I'm not any of these. I'm not Eddie Hearn, bruv. I'm just a fight fan. And the last time I saw it, my man got bruck up in the Spurs Stadium, bruv. He should never have fought there in the first place. Yeah, no one wins there, bruv. He went there, got moved to, and then the last time he fought in New York, got moved to again, fam. And we're never righting these wrongs. And you're telling me once again we're gonna step aside, bruv. Do me a favor,
when did
bruv.
he tell you that, bruv? What are you responding to?
Nah.
Bro,
this sounding crazy at this point,
you know what?
Bro, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Read that, bro. Read that. Tell me what that says. 4 days ago.
There you go. Next time I'm gonna Annie Joshua and Alexander Usyk. Next time I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna take those belts from him. I'm gonna reign and become a freeweight heavyweight champion, whether people like it or not. Stuff TV. And where you go? Listen, where do we see that interview? Where do we see that interview? Trav? Stuff TV. How can we? Who's Stuff TV? Is that?
It's a magazine.
Have you seen it?
Have we seen it?
Have we seen it? Just the same as Gareth, bruv. Who is Stuff TV? No disrespect to
so when man's giving up, man, that's a quote out of his mouth. This is what Gareth said. You're there doing a big speech, acting like MLK. Relax yourself, fam.
Bro, get out of here. He said, listen to me. I want to watch that video. I ain't seen it. You lot seen the video?
Fam.
It's the magazine.
You lot seen when you got this news is how that news was there. But this one made the headlines because this one is positioned in the Telegraph to write articles.
I'll see you later.
You ain't got that type of clout. But now you're here responding to quotes.
Nah.
Shut up, bro.
No, you know I'm right, Travis.
I know you're chatting rubbish, bro.
Nah, I don't. Listen, let me put the link in the chat, bro. People can get involved, fam.
Get out of here, bro.
Nah, don't tell me to get out of here, bro. I'm staying here,
bro. Bring Ash in here. I don't want to talk to you. Ash, what going, fam? What you saying,
bro? Ash, real talk, man.
Big up you, man. Firstly, shout out the merch. The merch is top quality.
Come on.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Top quality. What I was going to say is, firstly, Dillian White 7 mil. Forget Dillian White. Dillian White was, the runt of the litter. Like, no one gives a shit about Dillian White in these negotiations. Let's have it real. You think Dillian's on the call with the Prince of Saudi? No, it's just Fury, Usyk, and AJ, bro. Dillian White ain't nowhere to be seen.
You, bro.
Dillian White is nowhere to be seen. In that article, they didn't mention any money for Dillian, did they? They didn't say, any sort of region for step aside. What I think will happen is the WBC will just say, it's undisputed, so we'll just push your mandatory back for a bit. And you let the arbitration get sorted. So we'll take this on for now. So forget Dillian. And 7 mil's a myth anyway. If he did get a step aside, it would be a couple mil at best. What I would say about AJ...
Go on, talk to me.
What I would say about AJ is, firstly, we shouldn't get too hot up on when something we don't know what's going to happen. Let's let it play out. Secondly, it's not like we're getting too simple with it. We're being so simplistic. It's almost like football. Like, oh no, bro, go show passion, get out there and go right your wrongs. No. This is high level sport. Yeah, there's people in the background going, how's the best way we get our belts? and also what makes business sense. Maybe what makes business sense. So maybe the best way to get our belts back is let these two duke it out, and then we'll fight the winner. You get your time with your trainer. This is high level sport. Lennox Lewis took step aside, which is a fact. No one cares about Lennox Lewis taking step aside now. He took it, but it is what it is. He handled business. If AJ takes step aside, then he wins the fight.
What was the context of that step aside?
I can't remember, but it was someone he took $4 million step aside. Type in Lennox Lewis step aside, $4 million is everywhere. So he took it. No one cares about legacy once it's all said and done. If AJ takes it and then wins,
let me ask the same question. Now, if Rackman done what he did to Lennox, that moment,
Lennox took step aside to avoid Tyson.
Just imagine Lennox took step aside in that moment, in the time to go and rematch after getting beat up. Yeah. Let's say he didn't. He took step aside. Wouldn't we look at him a bit funny in that? After that, Rackman lost, and he took step aside.
Listen to this.
No, I'm not. I'm just hold on. I'm asking.
Okay, instead of a hypothetical, let me ask you the question about why she happened.
Let's ask you a hypothetical answer.
No, because it's the same situation.
Why do that, bruv?
Lennox Lewis took a $4 million step aside to let Mike Tyson fight for the belt. What did you think about that specific moment? Because it happened for real.
Can I just stay with the situation that I put up, bro? Let me stay in this hypothetical.
Why are we doing hypotheticals?
Bro,
there's a real example.
What's wrong with you, bro?
The fact Bruce Seldon, Brian Seldon, Bruce Seldon. Yeah.
Bro, can I talk to Ash, please? Can I have a Ash, please answer the question. If Lennox, because this is the one that makes most sense to me. If Lennox said after he got beat up, after it didn't go his way against Rattman, and he said, you know what? I'm going to step aside. I'm going to wait to see how this thing plays out, and I'll go and get the belts back. How would we look at that? We wouldn't look at it we want to look at it joyfully. We even talk about Lennox going back and mashing his work. We all celebrate that moment. We say, look what he did. He was in the right mindset, and he went and got his W. That's how we feel about it. So now you tell me.
But you know he took a step.
Hold on, you're not Ash. You're not Ash. Ash,
but you're not responding to facts.
Ash.
The same way we look at it is it's dependent on the result. If AJ takes step aside, then he gets his belts back. No one cares about the situation. No one remembers this in a year's time. Honestly,
Ash, the same way we'll talk about it will be the same way we talk about Lewis stepping aside to let Mike Tyson fight for the title.
Ash didn't answer the question.
No, because there is proof. It's already happened. We don't talk about it. We don't even look at it.
I didn't answer the question. I'm just saying we wouldn't be happy about it.
We would not look back. It would not come up in conversation. The same way you just found out that Lewis took a step aside from Mike Tyson. You just found out just now. It never came up, bro. It won't come up if he wins. It's the truth.
So what? Go on, give me this. This is crazy, man. What we're doing right now is absolutely insane. How
is this crazy? It's fact.
This is crazy. I honestly feel
you mentioned Lewis, but Lewis has taken a step aside, and it was for Tyson. The man that he knocked out.
Yep. So wait, give me.
So then what? Now what about the step aside? There's nothing to say because it worked out. The only thing about AJ is that AJ has to win if he does take a step aside, and that's an if because we don't know what the situation is. If he does that and then he beats Fury, becomes undisputed, then beats Usyk, then you look at it and we'll never speak on that step aside again.
But you're talking like, just imagine if I beat up the, let's say that Fury beats up Usyk.
Yeah.
Fury does not have to fight AJ. This is what I'm saying. He does not have to fight him.
I don't think he's going to feel like that though.
No, but he doesn't. This is what I'm saying.
The media will back it. The media will back the argument, but you can't just not fight AJ, bro. The guy's held the belts for all that time. You wouldn't just. Why would you want to retire from this era and not fight AJ at all?
This is crazy, man. I don't think this is the way you get it done. And AJ understands. AJ understands Fury, how he moves. AJ knows that Fury can retire. You can't afford to play these games. We know that. Look how Klitschko couldn't even get Fury back in the ring. So this is what we know already. Even all of us talk about it. Fury walks away. Fury will walk away. So why would you even take step aside and allow this to happen?
In the mix of all of this, is it even a guarantee that Fury beats Usyk? Usyk could just come and beat both of these men, and then it just looks crazy for the end of 2022.
Do you think Usyk's going to beat Fury?
No, I'm saying, like, is it a definite guarantee? Because the way we're talking about this thing is Fury's just going to retire undisputed. It's like, we don't know how good Usyk
get. I don't know AJ. I don't think AJ should play these games and leave the decision making to Fury. I think AJ should go and do what he needs to do, and then that doesn't. You can't even argue this. It's gone.
Yeah, but the thing is, we are speculating this because of what Gareth Davies said, not because of what AJ has said or done. So that's why we can't let this thing go crazy.
I believe that, but I'm saying that anyway. Let's just bring more people onto the show. Cool. Fam. Ash's internet was moving crazy.
Lost Native, what's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm well. How are you guys doing?
What's going on, bro? Welcome to the thing. There's back and forth going here. Like, I'm saying that I was just talking from a barbershop perspective, from how you're hearing things sound. Yeah, are you happy right now? Is not like legacies at risk, but are you looking at it with side eye? That's all I'm saying. Is anyone looking at AJ
Absolutely
with like side eye?
I think that AJ should definitely take the step aside money, and it won't harm his legacy at all. AJ is in very good company. AJ is only one of 4 heavyweights to have immediately re-won his title after losing it in an immediate rematch with Lennox Lewis, Ali, and Floyd Patterson. So he doesn't have to worry about the whole legacy thing. And I think that if AJ takes the step aside money, and more likely, I think the person to retire if they win is Usyk. Because in 2018, he had an interview with Radio Raheem, and he said if he became undisputed at heavyweight, he would say thank you and retire. And if then, let's continue on the pattern of thought that Tyson Fury retires, the belts become loose. But there's an individual that can become the kingmaker in the heavyweight division that has an IBF title eliminator, Filip Hrgović. I'm not sure how to say his name, the Croatian heavyweight. He was supposed to fight a man. Yeah, Hrgović. Yes, thank you very much. Hrgović was supposed to fight a man who's contractually obliged to fight another man. So there's still a title eliminator out there. If AJ takes this so-called 15 mils and steps aside, he can still make the money he'd usually make, 35 mils on beating up on Hrgović, gets the IBF title eliminator mandatory spot, and then can fight for the title regardless of what happens. I think that AJ taking the step aside money would make good business, wouldn't hurt him. He can get into another fight, work on whatever he's been working on with his new trainer on Philip, and then enter into maybe the back end of 2022 with an undisputed title fight with Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury retires, he's mandatory for the IBF. Being the cash cow, he can quickly collect the rest of the belts with less, with lesser stiff competition. So I definitely think taking the step aside is smart money.
I hear that it's smart money, but at this point, I think we're talking about legacy. And if Fury gets undisputed and retires off into the sunset, this is Fury's era. That's how it leaves. Like how the story will be told is Fury dominated this era. AJ collected the belts after Fury left. I don't think he don't want that.
Horrid narrative. That narrative stinks, bruv. I'm telling you now, that narrative, if it ends like that, and this is what I don't want. A lot of people think that it's just like me trying to get excited for a Fury takeover. No, I actually don't want AJ to leave it like this. Right now, because as you said, he could take the easy route, the smart business route. But I want people to recognize AJ as a champion. Yeah, like there wasn't a champion like him in this era. Unfortunately, it's gonna be harder to really to put your cape on for AJ, because how can you say, well, he never came back and fought that fight, he never fought in New York again, he never done these things, you know? Like, some people, if you ask some people, they'll say, well, in the fight in the Dunes, he didn't really stick it to my man, so we didn't, even though it was a very clever boxing very clever boxing clinic, you could say, that he put on, and it showed mental strength. But you want to see AJ mash these men up. No one was close to him. No one was in his level. I want to see AJ retire like that personally. But everyone's willing to their own takes. I want to see you say, you know, you dominated and meet Fury in the ring, not Fury walked away. And the only way you meet him is if you mash that work in the rematch. Don't step aside, bro, because Fury cannot be trusted to stay.
I think the strength of AJ's resume will be his legacy. Among all the other heavyweights, when you look back at it, we'll look at Tyson Fury and be like, so many bums, Wilder, then got undisputed. even though I think that Usyk would be the favorite for that, because Usyk has been watching Tyson Fury much longer than Tyson Fury has been watching Usyk. So I think the game plan is there already. He has him in his sight. So I'd put him as the favorite there. But that aside, I think that AJ's legacy is cemented in what he's done already in his resume. He's got the best resume. Whether he goes on after Tyson Fury and becomes the champion, we'll look at what he did. He fought Klitschko. He fought them all. He fought guys that held the belt, and we'll look at Tyson Fury as the guy that retired when he should have fought the man who would fight everyone, AJ. So I definitely think his legacy is solidified. He's done amazing things. He's held belts for so long, and he's fought all comers. So AJ's legacy for me is really solidified. I don't think we can doubt it, whether Tyson Fury goes on and becomes undisputed champion or doesn't.
I like it. Listen, you know what? Great.
Good call, bro.
Good call. Yeah. I never saw that IBF route as well. So thank you so much for that. Big up yourself, bro. We'll speak to you soon.
Bro.
Okay. Come on, man. Amazing calls. Listen, people trying to get into the studio can't even get in right now, bro. It's facts.
Big Nige, what's going on, bro?
Nige.
Yes, man, them. Yes. Big up, Travis. Big up, KG. Mad respect, man. I love it. I love it. First things first, yeah. First things first. Do not trust Fury. That brother will snake everyone. 100%. I guarantee you, he will clean up and then duck out in the sunset, and then he will mock AJ, and then all the media people will be jumping on him. And then, bruv, AJ will never live it down, man. Nah, man. He should basically.
Can you answer this as well? Someone else, Cornell, says legacy isn't solidified. He said that. I don't know what he's trying to insinuate right there.
He's responding to the last caller.
Is he saying that AJ's legacy isn't solidified? I don't know what he's...
Yeah, by his resume, he's challenging the notion that AJ's legacy is already solidified.
Omoto's calling us NDL. Wait, I'm saying Nigerian Defense League, bro.
Okay.
Go on, Nige.
Go on.
Yeah, basically, my issue with AJ is right now is that interview in Dubai where he's saying, them I know not to come to me that talk. And then in a few seconds, he's flipped the narrative and saying, but then on the flip side, like, I'm a smart businessman. I want to be remembered as a smart businessman. You can't be a throwback fighter and a smart businessman on the TV. Come on, Crowder, you're not on it. Straight up. So I say, take the fight, do what you have to do. Even if he loses or not, AJ's still a household name. He will still come on Vim and still make money in this thing. But he has to right his wrong against Usyk. The same way he done it against Ruiz, and then go on and beat Fury, because I think he can beat Fury. That's the wickedest thing about it. Done deal, man.
How does he
say that, bro?
Does he? Because people are saying that AJ's probably wants to take a step aside because he needs more time with his trainer. Like that was what was coming out before we heard from AJ. There was like that stuff of, you know what, maybe he can't get ready for Usyk in time. This is why, you know, he's trying to give offer himself more time. How do you feel about it?
I understand that, but then listen, there's no doubt about it. The whole training situation is fugazi right now. It's all up in the air. But at the end of the day, a fighting man is a fighting man. If you've got that heart, you'll make a way and make it happen, innit? Simple as. And personally, I don't even think it's an ability thing. It's a confidence thing with AJ, innit? If AJ gets the right mental space, he'll come with him and he'll win the fight, man. We've all seen him when he come back with the whole Ruiz thing. He went off the socials, he studied, he done his thing, he come back and he got the victory. I don't see why he can't do it again. Like Usyk can be beaten. Like I don't know why people are putting Fury and Usyk on this pedestal. Everyone can get beaten. It's heavyweight boxing, man.
Hundreds. It's possible as well that AJ is already working with his new trainer and it's just not been revealed. There's a lot of people are going off the fact that AJ ain't got a trainer. We don't know the trainer, but it's like he could literally be starting his camp all weeks ago.
Yeah,
from time ago. He could be deceiving us. He could be doing this whole trip around America, doing the videos. He's training with this, but he's training. What 2-2s? He's probably training behind closed doors and putting in the work. So he might be playing us. He might be playing us.
We're left to see it.
All I'm saying is, AJ, forget that step aside money, because you're making them ends before.
Perfect. That's what I'm saying. And if you really want to do money, bro, you can do what Mayweather's doing, fam. Just be fighting on top of skyscrapers. End of your career, fam. You can fight in Ghana. You can You can make, if AJ says, you know what, forget this long talk. I just want to Bro, you can set up the most ridiculous fantasy fights ever against whoever. And you know what? We'll come and watch it. The world will watch. So I don't want to hear this. It's about the coin talk, fam. Nah, bro.
100%.
Legacy only right now. Anyway, my brother, thank you so much, bro.
As a man, expose and stand by what you're saying, man.
Love that. Hey, they're not ramping around.
That's real.
October
red.
Nah, she's not gonna bottle it.
Hold on.
Nah, not October.
Oh, she's there.
Oh, Jesus.
What's going on?
No one needs to turn off the camera, Ross.
Anyway, good to go.
Tricky one. Number one is like the newspapers, the spin, the headline draws you in, the clickbait. You got to look at the wording. It was always if or could or whatever. Then you go into obviously the full dialogue, and it's like, okay, this is a possibility. What concerns me as a boxing fan is that there's leaks somewhere. Whoever side it is, whoever's funding up the money or whatever, it's the fact that this information is being pushed out there. And I probably won't believe it in isolation. But then a few hours later, the link comes in with, and Dillian's been offered step aside too. And it's like, what? So why is there like, exactly. And it's one of them. It's like you're looking into it and thinking, hold on a minute. There's no smoke without fire. What's going on here? Is substantiated in it. But at the end of the day, nothing's been solidified, and all it's doing is just creating a whole heap of mix-up out here with the fans. Because then, like,
I think it was weird for AJ doesn't talk to us. He never responds. Whenever people are talking about his name, AJ never feels it necessary to come out and say, hey, you lot got it wrong. But for him to jump out the way he did, I looked at the video and I was like, wow, AJ, this is different for you. You didn't even wait for a video. You didn't even wait for a sit down with Coogan. You came and said,
Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat, bow. Here's my video. I found that strange as well because it wasn't a very AJ-like response.
Yeah, but also this article came out and just spread like wildfire. Like his phone would have blown up all day long. He's like, I can't put up with this nonsense.
100%. And that's what the problem is. It's like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Imagine, obviously, he's achieved what he's achieved. Yeah, he's got the belts. He's lost them twice. Now, psychologically, for anyone to achieve all of that, the pressure's on him. Everyone's staring at him. He's human. He's going to have these reactions where it looks all off-key to us because we don't understand it. But if you think you was a world champion and all of a sudden you're not, you know, he was outclassed by Usyk. Let's not deny that. However, let's not deny that Usyk got touched up by him because look at Usyk's face holding the belts. So I'm not going to discredit how AJ boxed him because Usyk was still getting touched up. However, the boxer won. But AJ's just angry in his feelings because he doesn't talk, because he's been told to shut his mouth, because he's behind closed doors. And he's like, has this outburst. And then everyone thinks, what's my man on about? But it's all that frustration of him constantly being told, don't say anything, leave it with us, we'll deal with it.
Yeah,
right.
It's that frustration just coming out where he's looking at the camera and saying, blood, if it ain't come from me, he's just mad, but he knows that there's certain things that he can't say.
But another way of looking at it,
from my point of view.
Another perspective on this is AJ, you could say, you know, in a couple of interviews he did, especially the Sky Sports one, when he said, all this stuff about calling me a bodybuilder, that got to me, it made me want to box.
Yeah.
For me, I think he showed a chink in his mental armor.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to exploit that? Media nonsense.
Absolutely.
Gareth Davies is fully Team Fury, put an article out, put pressure on AJ. AJ's now smoked out of his cave and he's had to come out and address people. Yeah. AJ don't want to do that. So now the mind games have started from Fury camp. That's why Gareth Davies trying to present as if he's a media member. No, bro, you're Team Fury.
Yeah.
So when you come out chatting crap, you're drawing AJ out. Exactly. Yeah. So when I see even like, that's why when I see certain people ages ago, when AJ did an interview after the Pulev fight, and he was just like, if it's Fury, let it be Fury. And everyone said he's scared to say his name. I said, nah, you lot are dickheads. I see you that you lot shape this narrative and start spinning things. But now we know that that stuff affects AJ. So I think they're going to be guns blazing with the AJ pressure all the way to the fight lead up.
Fury dropped a video saying, it was on his Insta, he done a poll basically, and it basically said, will the bum step aside? Yes, he will. No, he won't. He's got. So a lot of people are like responding to that, answering that. But again, the main thing is AJ can make this clear. Even today, even in that video that we all watched today, the answering for everything still was left vague. There was still some ambiguity to it. And that's what we don't want. We don't need the ambiguity, bro. Tell us you're mashing him up at this point. And I know you said,
but the thing is, though, when he does say it,
magazine, but what magazine, bro? Where is that, bro? Let me see that video.
All right then, KG. That is a message. It doesn't say at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. It's a message. He's going to get them back. He's not. Yeah, I get it. Of course, the fans want him to go back in. That's what we wanted him to do with Ruiz, and he did it, and he won. People said he ran or whatever, he still boxed and he still
went
won.
Back in there, he done his thing.
Yeah, and I get that frustration because we want to see that rematch. But at the end of the day, nothing's been announced again. But there's some suggestibility that he's not with his camp, so he has to bed in with that camp. You can't go in against somebody that's really good at boxing, he's like a chess master at boxing, and you've just bed into a camp. So even if he does decide to take the step aside money, of course, us as fans are like, no, go in, boss my man up, go back. The Dillian White AJ.
October, I'm going to come back at you this because Travis brought up this quote, and I've gone on YouTube. I've typed in Stuff TV and I typed in Anthony Joshua. As far as I'm concerned, that should be their highest. That should be their highest seen video ever. Yeah, I can't find it, bruv. I don't know where that video is. You tell me where that interview is. I want to watch it. The one Travis keeps putting up this quote.
So because you can't find it, it didn't happen.
Show me. AJ said that people been saying stuff. This quote Travis keeps putting on the screen. I'm gonna mash up Usyk. I'm gonna do it then and then. I just want to hear him say it. That's all I want to do. But it says Stuff TV. I went for a look, bruv. I can't find it on big YouTube. If AJ's your guy, let's go and find it, Trav.
So because you can't find it didn't happen.
Let's wait on Travis, unless you're telling me that he gave that interview to a magazine, bruv. Magazine in this era. Do me a favor, fam. That's like when Billy Joe Saunders told us about his medical issues on Facebook, bruv. What are you talking about, bruv? Get out of here, bruv. Use the correct mediums. You know how to find us. Come on, Travis, man.
You sound crazy, bro.
Listen to what Travis says, though. It's like the narrative's being pushed, is being smoked out to come and speak. Maybe he's not ready to speak because maybe there's still shit going on behind the scenes. Yes, KG, I get it. Man, a piss. It's been how many months? We want to see the rematch. But what if my man's not ready? Why are we getting so pissed? Because he's like, hold on a minute. I need to collect my thoughts. I need to get my camp strong. I need to get back into training because I need to make sure I'm 100 when I come back for the rematch. I don't get it. It's like everyone's like, no, you will do it now. But why? Why does he have to do it now? Why?
Why does AJ have to?
None of that P. Anyway, it don't matter to us.
What we saying? Why does AJ?
Man ain't got to do what Gareth A. Davis says, bro. He'll come out in his own time, bro. Who's Gareth A. Davis, bro?
Just let your yes. When I grew up, they always used to say to me, "Let your yes be your yes and your no be your no, fam."
So what was the yes and what was the no? What's AJ decided that's upset you?
In the Dubai video, yeah, when he's there, and he's like, yeah, no one could come to me with that. What you call it? No one could come to me with that step aside talk. In the same video,
so what's been decided? What's been decided that's upsetting?
That's what I'm saying,
Nothing.
bro.
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's like the media is pushing out the fact that things have been decided.
Forget about the media. I'm saying when AJ spoke last.
That's why we're here having this convo. It's because of the media.
I'm gonna remove the media. Yeah, the last time I heard AJ, and I said this the last time we did this, I said, bro, AJ, I'm confused by this interview, because you said two things. You said you're a legacy man and they're rare. Then after you're saying, but if the business makes sense, I'm gonna do it. And we saw it because he was all looking off screen. And
the
then
link is in the chat. The link is in the chat for the Stuff TV article, the interview.
No,
it was a second. It was literally a second search when I googled it. So I don't know what's wrong with your Google, fam.
I went on a strong YouTube, bruv, to look for that.
No, you didn't. You weren't. You weren't.
Magazine, bruv. Get out of here.
That's exactly what Stuff TV is.
Let's go and have a look, bruv. I want to see you. And
can you read? Is that why you don't know about it?
I need to open that shit, bruv.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I need to open that shit, and I'm gonna have a real good gander, fam. Anyway, let's
Stuff TV. Anthony Joshua came up first option. So I don't know what's wrong with your Google, bro.
I think we just, like he said, like my man said in the Snapchat, whether people find it off key or not, wait till he says something. Stop listening to everyone's, going around a bush about it and putting their 50 pence worth in it. Something's clearly going on. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be probably a bit of truth in all of this. But at the end of the day, just wait until it comes out, innit? It's one of them. We can't do nothing about it. Like I said, we're not gaining any financial benefit from that fight. We just want to see the fight. So if it's now or in 6 months' time, what does it matter? I understand what you're saying about Fury, possibly beating Usyk and then running off into the night. That's scary. But at the end of the day, what can we do about it? We can't do nothing about it. We just got to wait, innit? But you've got to understand, if everyone's on your case all the time and expecting you to do things and constantly judging you for every single thing that you're doing, you not understand why man is pissed. And then occasionally he just comes out with these, it's probably months of shit, caged up in his head, and he's just letting it rip. And that's why it's 100%. Not even making sense all the time. Because in my man's just things are just in his head.
It's true. It's true. KD, how you feel now that you read it?
All I'm doing is reading this thing, fam. I'm looking for the quotes, fam. That's all I'm doing, big man.
Control F, type Usyk. We'll go straight to it.
All right, I'm on the journey, fam, and I want a strong quote, bruv. Because right now, all I can see is a guy called Dan something, bruv. Dan Graben, fam. And he better not be the one writing these quotes, bruv. On his Gareth Davies, bruv.
I'll get you the quote.
Don't worry, I'll find it myself, bruv. I'll find it myself.
Flipping joker, bruv.
Listen, I've bored you shitless long enough. I'm jumping off. You got people to let in. Always a pleasure.
See you later. Osborne, let me get into this. Well gone, bruv. It's getting down.
Well gone, my brothers. How you doing?
It's getting down.
All right. Yo, in all seriousness, if AJ was to take the step aside, imagine Fury. He would just be saying, "You big dusser, you couldn't go and beat him." Every press conference, he'd be saying that. He can't do it. He just cannot do it, bro. Obviously, my friends know me as a big AJ fan. You should see the messages I've been getting today, fam. I've been getting ripped, and I'm not even the guy, bro. I've been getting ripped. He cannot take that. It's better for him to, because the thing is it 15 million for him to take the step aside?
Yeah, apparently that's what the article says. But
yeah, how much did he make fighting Usyk?
Sure. Probably upwards of 30 mil. I think that's probably. I actually don't know the figure for sure. I'm just estimating.
And the rematch will be somewhere close, won't it?
He'll definitely make more than 15 mil in the rematch.
Yeah,
but these figures have come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's the first time anyone's heard a 15 million figure fly about. So there might be inside news on this being the case, but it's not been, confirmed anywhere.
Yeah. Nah, he's better off for me. But going back, fighting Usyk again, actually fighting him. None of this trying to outbox him, going out there trying to mash him up. If he gets beat again, at least we can all say he tried. Do you know what I mean? We would all be like, yeah, cool, you got beat by the meta man, but you actually tried. Because what frustrates most people is the fact that he adapted this style that you're fighting against a boxer. You can't beat him at his own game. Do you know what I mean? But what KG's saying, and I get that, AJ should just come out and say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to mash work and rah, rah, rah. But AJ is part of this media circus that I don't think he's happy with, but he's in it now. And
I think, you're right. But the thing is, what people have to realize, is that whole Lennox Lewis stepping aside from Mike Tyson for him to go and fight for the belt, it won't be remembered down the line in the legacy conversation. If he goes off and wins,
not to remember.
If he wins, no, it's not about what he. Bro, why don't will anyone stick it on Lennox Lewis about beating stepping aside from Tyson? Because he eventually went around and beat him. It worked out. So what I'm saying is, if AJ works at, well, yeah, exactly. But if AJ goes around and waits this long way around, knocks out Fury, then beats Usyk, we'll never speak on the step aside again. The step aside won't be a conversation.
It won't be. But then, do you know, like someone else?
It's just right now.
Yeah, they said that AJ's career is solidified. I'm a big fan of him, but I have to disagree because he's not fought the guy, like, because people talk about the Klitschko fight, but Klitschko was done, wasn't he? Like, people can, you think you say,
Klitschko weren't done in that fight. Let's not do that.
No, he wasn't. But what I'm trying to say to you, he had been beat. Yeah.
Look at his performance, though. That's why when people say it, I say look at the Klitschko that showed up that night. You can't tell me that man was done. I can't.
No. I agree. I agree, but I'm just saying.
And that's what I wanted to say. There is a difference in AJ and Lennox, though. Like in terms of how we talk about Lennox and how we talk about AJ, it is different. And it's like when we never question Lennox's mental attributes. We never questioned if Lennox was like, if he could, like, does he break or not? When we look at the losses, even in times of not being ready or being in a Hollywood. Remember when he fought? What was the fight when he came in?
Can I just quickly jump in on that mental thing? Yeah. Back in them days, they didn't chat about this mental thing like they do now.
No, back in the day, there was no social media, so we never knew. We never got access.
Because like all the stuff about people being nervous before a fight, people being
Audley Harrison was saying to Carl Froch, I gave you the book on sports psychology that allowed you to turn your mindset around. This thing was going on. But bro, if you compete at this level, your mind has to be strengthened somehow.
Audley Harrison's a snake for that information,
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying it wasn't spoke about back then.
Because of the access. We don't have this type of, we never had this access back then. You know how many men would probably be way more famous because of social media? We got to really see their personalities. You know how many men only get to know men like Eubank and Nigel Benn in certain interviews? It's just like, oh, right, this guy, this is because them man used to have to rely on those platforms. Now, man can get on and turn off his own camera and do Snapchat and address the nation. Like, that's why.
Listen, let's keep it moving, man.
I quickly want to say just 1 second. Did you see that David Haney tweet? Man got cooked when he was talking about Gary Russell Jr. losing.
I didn't see that.
Oh, bro, you got smoked on Twitter. Still, I'll DP you it still, but
please.
But anyway, thank you for having me on, guys.
Bro. Yeah, the queue is real. Trav, I was a man of my word, fam. I put that comment up, bro. This is what he wrote in the magazine, in the Stuff magazine, bro. I've come up short twice, but the majority of times I've overcome many obstacles. Next fight, I'm going to beat him, and I'm going to take those belts from him for the planned fight. It's supposed to be in spring. Yeah, I love that. I love that as a sentence. And he's doing double mouthed. He said that and said something else. But if I don't fight him and business happens, that happens. Again, right now he's promoting Under Armour, so you had to push that. He had to push the brand, fam. That's what he went to do in that meeting. Is an Under Armour, what do you call it? So anyway, we'll see. When I've heard AJ talk, it hasn't been that clear, fam. That's all I'm saying. You know it's true. You know it's true, bro.
How about that? How about you shut up?
I will shut up, bro, but I'll shut up. All right, let's go. We ain't even got the hey, there you go. Let me take that off the screen. Talk to me. Jimmy.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
I tried. Let me give Jimmy another chance. Jimmy! Jim!
Fight's over. Fight's over.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
You are an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat.
All right, let's go. Woozy.
Hi guys, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro?
What's to me, man?
Good. First time caller, but
Let's go.
What's going on, bro?
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
Listen,
where do we start?
Wherever you want to start, bro. Let's go.
Step aside, yeah. I think AJ should step aside.
For
the sake of boxing. Let me land. Let you
land. For the sake of boxing. You said step aside for the sake of boxing. I put my head down because I didn't know he was going to go with this. Land this plane, bro.
Everyone deserves a chance. If AJ fights Usyk and wins or whatever, or loses, he's in trouble. Fury is going to do whatever he wants. But if Fury fights Usyk,
no
rematch clause in that fight. AJ gets the winner. No rematch clause in whoever AJ fights. Dillian gets the winner. Boxing is booming. Everyone's getting a chance. No rematch clause. No going back and forth. Just straight fights. Winner takes it.
That Fury's not going to have a rematch clause in his thing?
Huh?
Dillian's never going to.
No way.
We're never.
But that's the only way it works. That's the only way it works because other guys are going to be waiting for 2 years. Waiting for.
I disagree so heavily. Oh my goodness.
Wait.
That's an outrageous take.
Why do you disagree so heavily, Trav?
Why do I disagree so heavily? What for the good of boxing? AJ has to step aside.
Yeah,
bro. You forget that Fury fought Wilder. Fury fought Wilder for the third time for no reason at all.
Yes, we get that.
Them men had an arbitration which they could have closed. No. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Give him another chance to clear this
up.
Go on,
listen, right? Listen.
You're sounding crazy right now, but I'm trying to listen.
I'm crazy, yes, but
you're sounding crazy. Go ahead.
What's on the table right now is we've got AJ who's not mentally there, fam. AJ is broken mentally, bro. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see AJ getting wallowed by Usyk again, because that's going to happen.
You're an awful pilot. Your plane is all over the sea.
Right, we don't need that. Let Fury fight.
Let AJ move. You're saying let AJ move because you don't want to see AJ get banged. Is that what you're saying? AJ,
not that alone, but we just want undisputed, bro. Undisputed. Even when it was Fury fighting AJ that time in August, yeah, I wanted to step aside. Step aside. Let's get undisputed. That's all we want. Undisputed.
Yeah, one face, one. You saying he wants one face, one name, bro?
I ain't rolling. Go back, get your belts back, and handle business. In the meantime, Fury and Dillian White should fight. Dillian White has been deserving that title shot. Let's stop messing him around. You two fight. The winner fights the winner. Then we'll have undisputed. It's a very quick season. By the end of 22, we'll have undisputed.
Bro, we're gonna have undisputed much. Let Fury fight Usyk.
Wait. They said the pilot is drunk, the plane is broken.
What I'm saying.
Terrible.
What I'm saying is let Fury fight Usyk, right?
No.
And the last guy said about about Fury getting on AJ, say, oh yeah, you couldn't fight him. That's definitely gonna happen. If AJ takes step aside, that's definitely gonna happen.
You know what I want to happen? You know what I want you to step aside. I want you to take a step aside right now.
For the sake of boxing, I'll step aside.
Get out of here.
Hey, Muzzy.
Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Hey, Muzzy. No, you lot, show some love to Muzzy in the chat because it's not easy to call in, fam. And he said for the sake of boxing, he's going to step aside, fam. Pick up.
Yeah, man. I'm going to treat this guy like how WBC treat Dillian White from now on. Every time you phone in, bro.
No, that's a wild. No, Muzzy, always welcome. Just with not that take. You're funny as hell.
I was just winding me up, fam.
Your goblet, bro. Take his license away. All right, cool. Woo.
What's going on, Smoothie?
What's going on, Smoothie?
Hey, boys. How are you? Yeah, good. I think their last caller maybe got a bit of a hard time because I see what he's trying to say. The best case scenario for AJ, I think, at this point is this deal comes through, takes a packet, fights whoever in the meantime, and then he gets to fight the winner of AJ Fury. He doesn't, not that he needs the money, but what he needs is time right now. He needs time with his new training team, which I'm 100% sure he's already solidified his new training team. He needs time with them to work out how is he going to beat Usyk. I'd be very surprised if he can do that in 2 or 3 months, which is like the time frame he's got at the moment.
How does it look for you, Smallsy? Go on, Trav.
Just want to say, 2-3 months was the predicted time frame when we were talking about this fight in November. If they announced that fight today, let's be real, that's going to be like May, June.
Yeah, okay. Well, possibly. The other thing is, though, you really want to get into the ring and put some of the new craft into action and get some confidence back. Believe that you can win again, because AJ did not believe he could. After like 2 rounds, he didn't really believe he could win against Usyk. He fought the rest of the fight like he just didn't want to get knocked out, basically. He didn't want to get hit. But he didn't believe he could win that fight.
How does it look, though, to you and to the boxing, I'm just boxing fans in general? And I'm not talking about the business end of it. I'm just talking about boxing fans in general, when you're in there just arguing as stupid as you argue about things. You know, when we're having a boxing debate, how is that going to look? You know, well, he got moved to, he couldn't go on right the wrong straight away. He went and fought these tune-ups and stuff like that. Do you reckon that he blemishes anything, or do you reckon it'll still be looked at fine only if he wins the fight or something?
Okay, I'll tell you what, in my opinion, he's in a tricky spot right now. The only way he sort of turns his career around at this point, it's the step aside. He can take it, he can leave it. That's not going to tarnish his legacy. What's going to tarnish his legacy is if he loses the next fight. Whether he loses to Usyk or whether he loses, if he takes a step aside and then loses the Fury Usyk, boom, gone. Like, wow. You know, you got no argument then. That's the thing. He just needs to win the next fight. What's the best way to win the next fight? Probably not going straight back into the Usyk fight. I think taking some other fight, getting some confidence, giving yourself a good shot in the against the winner of Fury Usyk. That is how you turn your career around. Like, then he can become like a Lennox or a Vlad who took some losses and then turned it around and maybe even ends up as the best of this era, possibly. The other thing I say, Gareth Davies, right? He just earned himself 1 million clicks and probably 50,000 subscribers for the Telegraph by just posting stuff that he's guessing. Like, we all know there's these talks going on. Anyone can come out and say, "Oh, AJ's being offered some." Everyone knows there's an offer on the table. And then the thing, though, that got me was AJ's response. And I know I'm like way over analyzing this, but he came out and said, how did that get out? I didn't do any interviews. So he's kind of saying, he didn't come out and say, like, that's total rubbish. That came from nowhere. He's saying, yeah, that's happening, but how did you know about it? So anyway,
it's crazy.
Also, I think,
it's crazy. That part is crazy. You know, that's the part that I like think about and say, "Ooh, like it's not clear." You know, that all I want from him is clarity. That's my only argument with AJ is give me clarity. I've got no issues on whatever you're doing, but yes, that I will look at you with a piece of a side eye if you do take the step aside, because in my head, yes, you needed time to know this new trainer, but you got beaten time ago. You lost that fight a long time ago. You should have fired my man. You should have fired. You already knew that your coach wasn't good enough. All I keep hearing you talk about is how bad your coach is. Move quicker and get that sorted out, and then have the new guy in place. Be prepared, because right now we're talking about not being ready. You know, if that's the biggest argument that we're going to say, I'm not ready enough to get this, to win this bout.
Just to clarify, like, there's a comment here that says, hold up, AJ said he hasn't heard or received any offers. So just to, you know what I mean, just if we're going to overanalyze it, there's a bit of clarity. He does kind of clarify.
And listen, I hope AJ finishes this as the guy that won everything. Honestly, I do hope he does that. I think his route has been more exciting in terms of where he's challenged himself. Don't get me wrong, Fury could do something if he beats this Usyk fight and fights at least Dillian. He has to fight one of them. He has to fight AJ or Dillian at least, and then he can retire. No one can talk to him. Nobody. No matter how you feel about him, you can't talk to him. If he Usyk and a Dillian or AJ, let him walk off in the sunset and say, "I did it." But we're all now Dillian's at the bottom of the totem pole, and this makes me sick as well. You
know what? That's the thing, KG, is this whole thing hinges on whether Dillian is willing to be paid out of his title shot. Because if he, let's say, whatever, there's 5 million on the table for him to step aside, if he takes that, he never gets a title shot, or he doesn't get one until he's 40 and he loses it anyway. So it all hinges on that. Is he willing to basically sell his title shot? Then it could happen. If he's not, then it, you know.
Oh man, listen, big up my brother. Have a nice one, man. Stay blessed.
Take care, bro.
We're gonna respect this guy that we said that we're gonna bring him back. It was a first time caller. We should have let him land that plane, fam. And that plane, I'm bringing Mizzy back, fam. I'm gonna bring him back one more time, bro. He treat our first time callers.
Listen, I'm canceling the arbitration on that. and we're gonna give the title shot to someone else. PJ Singh, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Trav. Nice one, mate.
It's great to have you here, sir.
Cheers. Obviously, last time was my first call with it. I was a bit hyped up on that.
It's all right, bro. You're here. You're ready to work today.
Do you know what I wanted to ask? I don't know if you man listened to the Fight Disciples, that Nick Pete. He was saying something, and it made me think like all on this AJ Stepasad stuff. What if there was no money involved, and he just said, "Cool, I'm gonna take some time, work with my new trainer, maybe get a little fight in between, get my confidence back up, but no money involved. But whoever wins out, Fury and Usyk, you have to fight me after." Does he still get slated like he's getting slated for taking Stepasad?
So what if there was no money on the table and he said,
you can't even enforce that. You can't enforce any contract where a man can't retire. Do you know what I mean? There's no way you could take out the retirement. Man can retire out of any contract in any sport in the world.
Yeah, 100%. But obviously, then it's Tyson Fury that will have egg on his face rather than AJ.
He won't though. Tyson, look how much. Sorry, but Tyson Fury's resume. Some of those names on that resume. Tyson Fury should have got egg on his face for a few of those, and he never has. So he never will. If he gets undisputed again, he will never get egg on his face because they'll just say, why did he need to fight AJ? AJ's lost twice, and that would be the narrative.
Yeah, he can't. AJ not taking any money is even an idiot thing to do because you say to yourself, right, you actually got mugged off royally because now that guy's actually walked away and you got no peas. All you had was an agreement. Bro, look what happened to Lyndon, fam. Lyndon still can't believe he had to do that yard fight. He can't believe it, bro. So, and I'm telling you, it's not like he looking at that, I don't think he really wanted to do that fight the way they did it. You know, so
last time when I was talking and KG asked me like, do I think that AJ can win? And I said 100%. And I do still stand by that. I do 100% think he can win. But you know, it's just one of them things like AJ's from ends. Obviously, from the way I talk, I'm guessing you know I'm from ends as well.
Yeah, of course, man.
And you know, like you look at him and there's that little bit more camaraderie with him because he's one of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you want him to smash it. And I wish that, you know, like how Dillian is he's a yardie through and through and he never changes for anyone. I wish that AJ was a bit more, I'm from where I'm from, I'm who I am, like Tyson Fury is. And it's
but
like,
you know what, though?
I don't like this AJ, like the way he's like he plays a character and it's like backfiring on him now.
Do you know what it is? I think with AJ, just in regards to this topic that you mentioned here, I think AJ is what happens when you're propelled into an environment and you're trying to make the absolute best of the opportunity that you've given. So from years and years and years of trying to play things the way everybody says to play it, you kind of become someone else in that process. So the confusion that you hear is AJ still juggling that. He's still on that journey of trying to become this brand, trying to maintain this type of stuff, trying to maintain it. Everyone says it's fake because it doesn't sound instinctual, and that's fine. But you're looking at a brother that's grown up in the ends, grown up in Watford, like the area that he's grown up in. Now he's dealing with money that's on the scale that no one in his area would have imagined. He's looking at it as a responsibility. I don't want to fumble this. I don't want to mess this up by acting crazy or saying something mad because this is a once in a lifetime thing. So once that is the starting place, you can get drawn into these crazy directions in life where it's like, no, this is how you got to be to maintain this thing. And when you got the responsibility of carrying the sport, let's be real, AJ's carried boxing for a good number of years.
Definitely.
So, I think there's a lot of factors that play into this.
Even that, though, you know, like that, what you just said, he's carried the sport for so long, But it's like, see when people are shitting on his name, it annoys me that you don't just come out and be like, you know, I'm the king of this thing. Everyone's eating because of me. I sell out 90,000 whenever I fight. No one else ain't doing that. Wilder ain't doing that. Fury ain't doing that. Dillian don't do that. I'm the king of the ring, bro. It's all you are eating because of me.
But he's juggling the fact that the British audiences don't like those type of characters. They like the Eubank, the Frank Bruno characters. Humble, nice guy. Everybody loves him. He's a great guy. In America, if he was American, my days. You think he could chat to AJ? AJ would be
but what about
his chest. It'd be different.
It's a bit different, but like you see, like Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
What a character.
Bro, he's a Don fan. And no one can't tell him otherwise.
Yeah,
no one's
character. No one.
I know. But he don't get the attention because of what I was saying. The British public don't necessarily gravitate to that behavior. You know what I mean? It's very different. They like the humility over here.
It's so frustrating, man. Because
it's a hard one, but I feel like where AJ kind of wasn't clear though is we had to be honest. Eddie Hearn did a lot of talking for AJ in his career. Yeah. So to say that it's unless I say it, all my takes that I've learned about AJ is really come from Eddie. The only time I've heard AJ talk 3 times recently, that's Dubai. That is, he doesn't give that many interviews, you know, so it has been all Eddie. Then in what you call it, when he does press conferences or across the tables, we're both lions. And someone's gonna, you know, the speeches, we're both lions and we're both gonna give it all we got and red. That's all. That's all AJ's given us.
Oh, just going back to what you were saying as well, Trav. Yeah, you know when Dominic Brazil was pushing up on him and he said, "Hand on my heart, have you got a problem? Blah blah blah. You're not about that life."
Yeah.
Every man on my building site was gassed. Like Joshua's a bad man. Da 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 da. When he was at Jarrell Miller and he was saying, "Yeah, I'm your landlord. I'll pay your mum's rent." Everyone was like, "Yeah, Joshua's a bad boy." So like, he can do that. He can just be himself.
He can. It's there. It's just you could. I'm just trying to understand the battle. Like, you know what I mean? The battle is definitely a real one.
It's hard.
You're doing the representation thing, whilst you're trying to be a role model, and then you're also trying to keep it real to yourself from where you grew up. There's a lot of things at play at certain times.
He's become that man in front of our eyes. Literally, he's turned into a multi-millionaire right in front of us. He grew up in front of the camera, basically. So he will change anyway. Listen, sorry.
Do you think that regardless if he steps aside or not, for them to fight and he gets paid or whatever, but I do think like even what you were saying, KG, like he should have just dealt with his trainer thing. All of that should have been done long ago, bro. Because now, when you're gonna fight my man, and how you gonna get a full like bonding with your new trainer?
There you go. I just want you to be ready. And listen, you guys, like going home.
I don't want him to rematch him and get banged again, because then it's ropes for us.
Going home after that Tottenham fight, I was literally walking with the fans. And I just asking them, and the fans were disillusioned. They were heartbroken. They was like, AJ just ain't the guy. Literally, this is not me making this up, you know.
Bro, remember the Ukraine flags? I was seeing Ukraine flags swinging all around me, bro.
Literally, I had
to pretend like I couldn't see them.
Dejected fans all around me, bro. And everyone was talking the truth. They were like, AJ just isn't the guy. That's all I heard on the road, bro. And it was a long walk. It was the longest of walks, fam. And I was thinking, AJ, I beg you write this wrong. Everyone, you're in literally, these are all the home fans. These are all people here to see AJ, bro. It wasn't like no one came to see Usyk. We were all there for AJ that night, and AJ lost it, bro. AJ has to right that wrong. There's no.
He has to right that wrong, Kate. But what I'm saying is, it's even worse if he doesn't. And at this moment in time, with the things that he's saying, I just don't know if he's mentally gonna be able to do it. Even whether he can physically do it is a different story, because he could have physically done it the first time, but he weren't mentally ready for it. And it's like this second time round, I don't know, man. Like I'm not keen on the step aside stuff and all that. I would like to see Undisputed and rah. But truth be told, I like Tyson Fury as well. He is slightly a bad man, I can't lie. But
he gets it done, innit?
But I don't want it to be him, innit? I can't even lie to you.
Hey, PJ, pick up yourself, man. We'll see you soon, man.
Take care, bro.
Go, and no more Tottenham's. No, well,
we can't go to Tottenham Stadium, bro.
We can't go.
You can't go there. That's not a place for winning.
It's not a place for winning, fam. We could have told you that, fam, but you're not from London, innit? So you didn't even know deep down.
He thought London, just anywhere in London's cool.
And North London.
That's how you end up in Crystal Palace, and it's just nuts. Anyway, listen, let's wrap. We got to wrap Monday Night Smoke right now, bro.
Hey, any of the audience in Crystal Palace, I apologize deeply.
Just talking about the stadium, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, what you meant? Just.
Yeah, I mean, the Ukrainian fans wouldn't know what to do, bro. You walk out, you're in Heath. What? You are in the
Listen, people, we wanted to get way more. We wanted to get mate.
Very local.
Hey, we're good. I see Five at TVs. All right, people, what a show today, man. AJ just, and that's how good he is, though. He can literally just. We wanted to talk about Audley and his antics and everything, bruv. The whole show, bruv. Eubanks is, if he's in the chat watching this, he's going to be really angry about us not
Eubank Jr. was here waiting for the segment to really get started. I'm joking. Listen, guys, make sure you get your tickets February 19th to come and watch Amir Khan versus Kell Brook with us. We're doing a live podcast event. Yeah. Make sure you get your tickets, bruv. It's going to be a night and a half, bruv.
We're going to be watching it. There you go. And you're paying me £50, bruv, because my money's on Kel. Kel's getting it done, bruv.
Bring it up, bro. Just bring your cash and stop
I want
chatting,
a
bro.
fresh 50 as well from the cash point, bruv. You know when it's got, like, it looks ironed. I want one of those, bruv. Don't crease it.
Amir Khan is beating this brother. Listen, you're going to see right now, when somebody's that emotional in life, it just works to unravel everything you're trying to achieve, bro. Kell Brook is going to lose, and it's going to be a sad sight because it means that the one thing that you put your whole career on didn't work out for the best.
Exactly. Well, my whole career's on it. He's winning it, fam. So anyway, you lot know what to do. We're going to be there. Old Tiger's Head. The link is the link to the tickets there, Trav? Is the link to the tickets just so they can quickly...
He'll be there in the thing. Yeah.
All right. You lot, make sure you hit the link to the tickets. We want to see you there. Everyone that's bought merch, thank you so much. We'll make sure your merch is coming to you guys. A lot of it's sold out as well.
Mars TR is upset. He says, all jokes aside, Trav, I don't respect the pod kicking out guests and promoting yourself.
Who?
He'll be all right. He's talking about Muzi. I think he's Muzi's lawyer. I tell you what, let's go through the arbitration. Let's go through the arbitration, bro. We'll figure it out. We're gonna go through an arbitration, bro. Don't worry.
Wait, who's upset?
He's upset that I kicked out Muzi, fam.
Wait, somebody else. It's not Muzi that's upset because Muzi was smiling with us still.
Nah, yeah, he was, but Mars TR is upset. So Mars TR, I tell you what, I'm gonna set the arbitration date for me and you to have this conversation. That's gonna be, let me check when I'm next free. November 26th this year. So you'll get your date. Don't you worry, bro.
you know you can actually be a proper dickhead. I didn't realize that about you.
I just thought it was unnecessary because Muzi's cool. Look at this watch. No, we're good, lads. See you on the 19th. He's happy. But you're more upset for him. I don't understand. So November 26th, 2024. Me and you, bro. We can sit down and we can have a chat.
I'm ringing the bell.
And look at this. That's Muzi's birthday. It's all love, bro.
You gotta go,
love, bro.
Listen,
everyone, take care, man. We'll see you soon.
Come on, man. See you soon. Let's run this thing.